Buenos dias, mi familia, and welcome to another episode on the 4-4 arrangement. We don't do portals, assholes. We do vortexes. In case you didn't know. Well, now you do. And we set the traps for you. Now, I want you guys to know if I don't come on here every single day, it's because, as well, we are fighting in the astral, seeing all the pieces connect through the physical, and then whatever piece is missing, we ask, and then we await for the response. And I was talking to a goddess who has deciphered on a beautiful level. 1, 2, 3. Te estamos viendo, mágica. I woke up today with a song. So that means their jinx has broken off. Apart from the fact that you, my collective, have been doing your work. Because they want you to believe that you're not aware of too many things. You know what I know, if you know what I mean. Well, do ya? Upon this crown, I do decree. So, we set some motherfucking traps, collective. We set some fucking traps. And they were not expecting that. They thought you were small and nothing and no one and loser. Loser? I think not. We call ourselves loser on purpose, fools. Now, Archangel Metatron was teaching us several things. Not only him, we also had Archangel Uriel walking the path with us to show us of the binding of our money, the binding contracts that were put in place since you were a child, the binding contracts that were put on by many people you have interacted with throughout your life. The old ones, the now ones, the past ones, the future ones, everything that was coming in was entangled in knots. So lots of knots we have unbind, untorn, broken, beaten, disgusted. Your jars were working because yesterday they attempted to return one. Literally came at your door and was like, this is yours. When we know damn well it wasn't ours, because we know every single one we've done and why we did it and to whom we did it and which way we did it and how it looks. Stupid. I know my abilities. I know my work. I recognize my own work the moment I see it. And some people, MG. I'm going to tell you too like this. I wouldn't even say people. I would say it's the entity right in your motherfucking head. Bitch. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Who you trying to fake? Who should I say is knocking at my door? Who are you trying to impress? With the impression of your undressing. Dress. Somebody's name with a D, R, E, DRE. I'm not aware of too many things. I know what I know, if you know what I mean. Well, do ya? 4, 5, 6. They were throwing they were throwing a whole bunch of shit. Whole bunch of shit since the last time I was on here was 7 days ago. See, collective, listen up. When you walk with the angels, you walk with the demons. When you walk with the demons, you walk with the angels. Now, those of you who work both light and dark realms, you have both companions, both who protect you. Now, you have the physical realm, you have the heavenly realm, and then you have the demonic realm. Philosophy is trapped in a cereal box. Religion is a smile on a dog. I'm not aware of too many things. And the dog is the one and only Anubis. The guardians of the underworld. So he is in charge of the demonics, of the demons. And he tells them which way to go and how to move and what to do. They check in with him. And if you're a part of the Egyptian team, my family, so tribe, then guess who's got your back? Now, I remember my encounter with Anubis. It was in the astral realm when he came through. There was some type of demonic recognition that I was waking up to. And one way you know if there is a demon around you, and remember, this entity is on people. Because people open portals and then get attached. They get attached to drugs, they get attached to sex, they get attached to money, whatever it is that this person becomes addicted to, that's the demon that's riding you. Mad monkey! Monkey see, monkey do. Don't you know it's you? Not you, collective, the cross watchers. That's why I do my eyes the way I do. Pay attention to your uniqueness of the formalities that happen that you do that would make people look twice at you or think twice about you. That is your protection. Know it to be true. Now, you, collective, if we're talking about the 3 spheres, this is also known as the threefold flame. On a different parallel. You have the ability to jump from the physical into the heavenly gates and go inside and talk to the archangels, the principalities, the dominions, the virtues, anybody, everybody, ancestors who's there. And then you come out and jump back in to the physical realm. This is dream walking, astral projection. Anything in that state of mind. Now, not only do you go into the heavenly gates, you also have access to the demonic realm. Now, I want to put it to you like this. There's a gate that blocks anybody off to come into the heavenly gates because you don't just walk in. You have to have access pass. You have to have a VIP pass. You have to have a ticket, the golden ticket. Not everybody just walks in as we do. Now, when you go into the demonic realm, there's no fucking gates. Shit's wide open. They're like, come on in. We've been waiting for you. But of course they don't tell you like that. They don't want to scare you. That's another key indication. If it doesn't scare you, you shouldn't be doing it. If it scares you, you should be doing it. What do I mean by that? I was talking to one of my clients, and he wanted to be a DJ, and he wanted to be a DJ, and so I told him, practice. Put in the work, put in the time, put in the hours. He's like, well, how much time? Put in the time that you can to start, and then create a rhythm. Rhythm being Rhythm is a nation, which is you. And then you start to do it every day. Like reading cards, it became a rhythm of 8 to 10 in the morning for me. Sometimes, or I should say, that was, because now I'm waiting for them to tell me, okay, now, with all the little pieces that you have come together with, boom, put in the work, and put in the work, and put in the work, and put in the work. And so finally he got a gig. And I don't know if he was at a bar or a club. I don't know. I didn't get that very far communicating with him. But he's like, I was so fucking scared. I was so nervous that I was going to crap out, or I was going to punk out, or I was just not going to. And I was like, and then what happened? He's like, well, I got into it slowly. And as soon as I start to feel it, I forgot about it. And I was like, that's what you should be doing. 11:11 on the clock. When you see 11:11, that's what you should be doing. Okay? Now, we have been fighting demons and angels, because remember when I told you not all angels are good and not all demons are bad. Remember who was the one that fell from the sky that was an actual angel? Woo! What we have been fighting, ladies and gentlemen, for the past 7 days was a Lifejinx. Now this Lifejinx was put on from the revolving doors of 5665, the mirror realm, 5665. Now that realm is demonic and physical. Now, in the demonic realm of these assholes, they broke a black rock, and from the black rock came out the black waters, the goo. This is their rank. This is how you get their powers. Now, the demonic realm only goes up so high. There's a limit. You hit the roof, there's a ceiling. Because they'll tell you, we're always trying to break through this glass ceiling. It's glass. And they don't know how to break that? You know where that glass ceiling is? In your solar plexus. If you can't break that glass to get into your heart, you don't have access to heaven's gate. You still don't get in. You get access to talk to St. Peter, who's like right there at the gate, like, what up, homie? What are you doing here? How did you get here? It is one guy at the gate. One. St. Peter. One dude. And he's like, what are you doing here? Just, and I'm getting the vision of I don't remember his name, but the guard at Asgard. King's guard. Who's the king? Lord Sanada. He's the king. Now that king, he has access to all of the levels of heaven. Because remember, heaven is endless. There is no end. It's limitless. You can do whatever, however. You can hit all the levels. But just like every level of your ascension, just like every level of leveling up, there comes a study, a test, a lesson of your loyalty, of your morals, of your integrity. What type of person are you really being? The demonic realm runs from the waters. What did I tell you? Black rock, waters. Earth sign, water sign. That's only 2 of the 4 elements you need to learn. 2. Earth and water, what does that make? Mud. Where does everybody know the mud is? In the mind. Do you mind me doing this to you? Ha ha ha. And if you do, you're so stupid too. Thank you, Archangel Metatron. Or is that Raphael? I saw white and green. Okay. Their goo, their black goo, black water, black rock, all that shit is how they reach a spiritual rank in the demonic realm. This is when you talk to you-know-who. He's the magician who puts everybody through this if you want to be a part of getting energy that you do not inherit. Ooh, this is going to piss a lot of people off. Your inheritance is your gifts. Which kind of gifts do you have? Now, this could be artist gifts. Not all artists can paint. Not all artists can sing. Or do you have all of these abilities? And that is what pisses them off. Because they have like one. When in the eternal kingdom, you have several of them. What you apply yourself to learn. I just heard a little puppy cry. Or was that... I just heard a goat at the door. Okay. So they reach a spiritual rank at a certain glass house, glass ceiling. And then you're trapped. And then you can't get out. And so you're at 34. What do you need at 34, kingdom? 12. To get to the kingdom of heaven is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the solar plexus of the glass ceiling. Now, they don't know how to break through. You don't break through this glass, dumbass. You don't break through. What makes glass are the sands of the hourglass. With each sand that falls, it is tested against your heart. The weighing of the feather. This is why Anubis is here. It's like, oh, you want to get past the physical realm and into the eternal kingdom? Alright. We're going to test your ass. They're going to test that heart. And at the position of the heart is the Leo. The Leo is the guardians that protect your heart. This is the sonic field of your radiance, of your vortex. The sands of the hourglass. Your heart is where the songs are. This is where you connect to the eternal kingdom. It's not up here. It's not right here. It's at your corazón. Melón. Son. Okay? Now, you will have a battle between a Pisces and a Cancer. Because they want to rule what is the heart. Now, the heart has 2 apparatuses that control it. This is air and water. Remember, water is still a part of the first 2 realms. The demonic realm. Water. So they think water is in the heart. The bloody waters. Or is that the muddy waters? Or is that how you decipher when you have those dreams of mud, flood, brown water, pool water? What is actually happening? You want to get to the level that we're at? You gotta take the class and sit that ass and learn something. Before you go trying to steal or curse it or bound it, or bound, before you going around trying to bound the energy that someone else carries, instead of respecting the authority they carry and try to learn from that teacher because they've already gone through it. Where are we at? 2026. You were definitely fighting a witch who came from some type of church. Must be the season of the witch. Every time I chew on a clove, I always think about stink bugs. You ever got a stink bug and squashed it? It smells like that. These people have been feeding you poison for a very long time, and they don't understand how you're still alive. I'm still here to deliver a message. The moment I'm not here is when God calls me home. That's for someone who wanted to know. Past life, bitch. Tell me more, tell me more. Oh, she's so dumb. Tell me more, tell me more. It's like you thought I didn't know. Okay. We were waiting for them to throw the spell. We were waiting for them to throw the spell. There was a spell that was going to hit at a certain amount of time of precision that they had accumulated their energy, because they get depleted as a motherfucker when they throw spells, whereas we get magnified. For us, it's like, nah, yeah. But we don't do it all the time like you freaks do. That's your only creativity, is how much dick can I suck to get the spell, to be able to go do the spell to somebody of great power, and then want to be like, and go do groceries, cut the grass, wash that ass, wash your floors. Yeah, no, they'll be asleep for days. So we were waiting for them to throw a spell because we knew it was coming. But you know what we did? We set 4 traps. And these traps were Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Haniel, Archangel Gabriel. Another one stepped in because Uriel was walking with you and Metatron was walking with you. So that's 6 angels that were on the field. Not only that, you also had some demonic ancestors trapping the ones who are actually black occultists. And the ones that they thought were weak were the ones that came and wrangled their ass. Ain't that right, Ghost Rider? And we were just waiting for them to make an appearance. Because those bitches always come in and make an appearance. So we were waiting. They tried to recall our energy on the 2nd for 2. This was a tower at 5115. At the same time, we threw our tower at 6226. You tried to spellbound God. Who do I work for? The Lord God. Who resides in me? The Lord God. Where do I find God? Within me. We are extensions of her, him, whatever works for you. The 5115 that they thought they could wrangle up is Christ. The king? You tried to wrangle up the king, which is blue, which is your mind. Or are you mine? They tried to recall that because of how they had you once upon a time. When you were a little pequeño. Itty bitty little one. They thought that you would never grow and break out of that shell that we call glass to arise into your Kundalini energy. They thought that you would never find your one. They thought you would never find love. They thought you would never find someone just like you. They thought it would never happen for you because they had been binding every chakra of you. God is not just going to put some nobody in that family line to break their traditions of blood. If you stole this child, it was a trap for you, stupid. If you thought you could control this child by the energy she carries, she was waiting for you to take her, stupid. Her whole mission was to break your family. Must be the season of the witch. That is a derogatory word for mystic. You better recognize. We don't work like you do. So they threw that spell, and that spell was always about money. It came into the conclusion of money. So we're like, oh, okay. We know how this is how we know how to trap your ass. How much you gonna give me, huh? So we're like, yeah, that's because of money. It's because of money. Because they don't know how to ask for help. Ask for forgiveness. For forgiveness. Nope. This coven is a sex cult. Somebody with the name letter L. This person's a dead body. Dead body. This is the Walking Dead. How they're still alive? By the demon, the entity that rules them. Because the moment you pull away from certain family members, certain friends, certain jobs, and their corrupt bosses, and like the moment you pull away from them, remember, it's like a goo. You gotta cut the goo. Cut the cord. Do a cord cutting. Because these breadcrumbers were trying to come back. All hell. Trying to breadcrumb you again. That's why I kept seeing Ickis and Crumb. My demons were telling me, no, they're coming. They're gonna try and, they're trying to drag some shit out. They were also trying to pull on my lifeline. That's where Archangel Metatron was like, I dare you to touch it. To even attempt to touch it. He was waiting for you. Waiting for you. That's why he was on a parallel line between worlds. Because he was waiting for you. He was between timelines. So you didn't know which way he was coming. You could have been coming from the 1970s, the 1950s, 82, 1, 3. He was waiting for your ass. That's crazy. And that happened on the partial solar eclipse. So all this has been happening from the moon eclipse, the lunar eclipse, to the solar eclipse. That was April 14th. Yeah, that's right. To March the 30th. They were waiting for March the 30th because they were waiting for the code of 0330. Now, this code is very particular for them because if you look at the numbers 0330, it's to block your Christ consciousness. That's why they were throwing that perimeter. And if you see the Joe administration, when he was projecting that phone number, that number was in there. It's an entrapment spell. Like, you never